Hi, welcome to the Larson Boys Basement Bakery. In this installment, we are going to be baking potato bread.
I'm Laird Vlaming.
I'm Ben Newbecker.
And we're the Larson Basement Boys Bakery.
Alright, well, so as you heard us say earlier, we're going to be making potato bread. So, the most important ingredient is potatoes. Yeast, sugar, we'll also be using a packaged sugar, packages of salt. We're going to be using vegetable oil.
Delicious.
And we're going to be using flour in this handy dandy flour container that Laird is very proud of. So first things first, to prepare the potatoes you need to juggle them. Like so. Yep.
Just to make sure they're properly juggled, I'd recommend taking one of them, putting them down, and switching that out for a knife. This knife is so sharp, in fact, that I can prove to you how sharp it is by the fact that I'm not going to juggle it, because that would be very dangerous and irresponsible. So we're adding our potatoes to the boiling water because you want them to be well boiled, so you can mash them up a little bit. And this is the first thing we want to do because it'll take a little bit of time to get them boiling.
So the only thing better than hanging out with you guys is soft potatoes, and that's what we have here. Okay, so we've gotten the potatoes out, and just to heads up to viewers back home, we're going to keep the water that we boiled the potatoes in. It's called our potato water, and we're going to be using that for other parts in our recipe. So, yeah.
Then we're going to want to take all the peels off these potatoes so we can mash them nice without the peels, and we'll get back to you when that's done.
So, we got about 150 milliliters of our potato water, and we're going to set it aside and just let it cool, and then we're going to put some yeast in there. But right now we're going to mash some potatoes.
Quick tip of the day. If you have a plastic or metal bottle, such as this one, it's recyclable, and so instead of putting it in the trash can, you should also put it in the recycling bin, which is approximately 3 feet away, George. Alright?
That's nice and mashed. So, we're going to be using 1 teaspoon of yeast, adding it to our about 150 milliliters of potato water.
And we'll also be adding 1 teaspoon, or teaspoon, right, of sugar.
And then, while Laird is mixing that up, we're going to also add to this mixture 2 teaspoons of flour.
So right here we have a pound of freshly mashed potatoes. Right now we're adding 2 cups of flour.
One of the things I've learned as my time in the Larson Basement Boys Bakery, which is not very long, making a mess is okay. In fact, some would say that success is cooked in a dirty kitchen.
I would say success is cooked in a mess.
That rhymed even more than what I said. I mean, that's perfect.
You want to mix that in?
Yes, sir. Oh, you know, I think what would be really satisfying is to use my hands. I haven't washed them. But we're going to cut that out because that's really bad.
No, we should keep that in.
Alright, I've just washed my hands. So now I'm ready. I'm prepared.
You prepared something, huh?
That's one reason I like baking bread is because you get to interact with your food in a way that's very wholesome and natural.
Yeah.
All right, so we have our mixture of flour and mashed potatoes, and now we're going to add that yeast mixture that we made to that, like so.
Incorporate
Magical.
that.
Simply marvelous.
But we should add salt, 2 teaspoons of salt to this.
I'm on it.
Martha Stewart would be proud.
Let me know if you need a hand in the kneading process.
Oh.
See what I did there?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a little bit more flour.
I need you, Laird.
Oh!
Actually, yeah, do you want to?
Oh, absolutely. See, I'm gonna throw some flour on my hands so I don't have the nasty hand problem that Ben has. Toss it over.
I'd take care of that at the doctor's office. So right now we're going to prep our surface with a little flour. That way it doesn't stick to the tabletop, and we can actually start to incorporate more of the flour into our dough.
For the kneading process, as Ben has taught me, really, you want to use your heels and fold it back on top of itself. Is that right, Ben?
That is correct, Laird. You're going to really, it's like press it down, fold it over. Press it down, fold it over. And you can actually use this, you know, when you're dancing. You know, I do the knead all the time to music.
That explains a lot, Ben.
Scientifically proven.
Look how old you guys have become. Yeah, that's so pretty cool. I'll show you the power of the darkness. Whoa. Get in there. Need that. Oh my god. Look at that. Just totally that submission. Don't take this much. Oh no. That was a little too much. Okay, you're that guy. It's like a Hulk, man. You're fascinating. You know, I was so scared. I never gonna make it. That is what happens when you see us on the streets. Yeah, and you have to look at it. Yeah, but now George is really screwed because his car is coming in like 5 minutes. So he's gonna slowly go away from here. Take by the camera. I'll leave this to you. Good having you on the show, George. Good luck for next time. Yeah, thanks, guys. I took my check in the mail in a couple days. Absolutely. $60.
After you've got a nice dough going, the recipe calls for a little vegetable oil just drizzled over the top. So you're just kind of going to eyeball it, just pour about that much in, and then you're going to fold it over onto itself, like so. So you were kneading the vegetable oil into the dough.
For about 10 minutes of kneading, we're going to oil this big bowl. Get all the edges nice and oiled. We're going to throw the dough in there. Perfect. And we'll get back to you in 35 minutes.
And then I'm going to take my hands like so and flatten it out. And then I'm going to fold it. So I've taken this flattened piece of dough and I've made it into a loaf of dough again, basically. And so now, instead of putting it in our mixing bowl, we're gonna prep our baking sheet with a little flour. And then we're just gonna plop it on there. Maybe take up some of this stuff from your surface and just kind of sprinkle it over the top. We are going to cover it up, let it rise for another 35 minutes, and it'll be ready to put in the oven. Yeah, so we've let our dough rise a second time, and it's looking pretty good. We've preheated our oven to about 370 degrees, and we're gonna pop it in there for around half an hour to 40 minutes, and we'll see what kind of bread we have at the end of it. Larson Boys Basement Bakery. Success. Thanks for watching. Oh, that's steamy. That's really hot.
Yeah,
still.
maybe.
Yeah. Because when it's still hot, it's going to be a lot doughier than
Yeah.